Yo, welcome to the last week of science. If a critic were to talk about this channel, they would probably call it a adorable girl gets tongue-tied over science. I mean, critics don't do that about YouTube channels, so let's get started. Holy Teenage Mutant Testudines, Batman! Today we have not just one, but two stories of that beloved reptile order. The Galapagos Islands, made famous by Charles Darwin, has identified a new species of tortoise. Yes, tortoise, not turtles. Two different things, I know. Those 250 reptiles are now the 15th species of tortoise to now populate the Galapagos Islands. Newly named the Chelinoides Don Faustoi, after a retired park ranger, these tortoises were once thought to be part of a giant population until genetic testing found that to be wrong. Biologist Giselle Caquignone from Yale University and her team of scientists have found that the newly recorded species of tortoise, also known as the Eastern Santa Cruz tortoise, has a more compressed shell than all the other tortoises on the Galapagos Island. Scientists and conservationists are hoping to raise the species population from a vulnerable 250 tortoises. When the University of Texas at Austin's doctoral student Joshua Lively said it's one of the weirdest turtles that ever lived, he really wasn't kidding. The study of the bones of a turtle with a pig-like nose that lives 75 million years ago has just hit the science airwaves. Dubbed the Archinvincillus goldeni, this 2-foot-long creature, which lives in the Cretaceous period in what is now called southern Utah, has two bony nasal passages, which is way different from any turtle that we have ever seen before. Turtles, like the Teenage Mutant variety, have just one nasal passage, which is turned into nostrils by a fleshy divide in the middle of the skull. These pig-nosed turtles, however, have two distinct nasal passages, which gives them their extremely cute, adorable little faces. This study should help us understand turtle evolution, because when a skeleton is found, it's usually just a skull or the shell. But when the remains of the pig turtle was found, there was a skull, a shell, partial hind legs, almost a complete front limb, and a neck vertebrae. There was, we got a lot of turtle to get into. So hopefully when they come up with a cute name that everyone can say instead of whatever I said earlier, they'll name it, like the Miss Piggy Turtle, or Babe the Turtle, or Charlotte's Turtle. I don't know, I guess maybe not Charlotte's Turtle. No. Wilbur. Humans have been trying to understand the brain since we realized we had one. From phrenology to simply weighing it on a scale, something that looks so simple on the outside just houses the most complicated system on the inside. But thanks to the researchers of New York University, we have now figured out another piece to the brain puzzle. The thalamic reticular nucleus is a small section of the brain that controls our ability to multitask. Testing the 1980s hypothesis of Francis Crick, who, due to the lack of evidence, was unable to back up the idea that the TNR helped the brain decide which sensory information to focus on or tune out, the researchers were able to figure it out by using trained lab mice. The mice were trained to respond to either sound or light in order to win some milk. The mouse who followed the specified sensory stimulus won the game. During the game, the researchers would try to distract the mice with the opposite sensory stimulus, as well as recording the signals coming from the TNR. It was found that during the test, the TNR would both focus on a specific sensory signal and suppress the other signals. However, when the prefrontal cortex was disabled, the TNR wouldn't work. Michael Halassa, leader of the research, hopes that by understanding this new way that the brain is wired, they will also be able to understand certain diseases that are characterized by overstimulation, such as ADHD, autism, and schizophrenia. So the next time I'm listening to my friends talk, making a mixed drink, and thinking of the 6 degrees of separation between Kevin Bacon and Kellen Lutz, I should thank my TNR for helping me multitask what is truly important. Death Stars. Not just for Star Wars anymore. It seems that the Kepler Space Telescope has found an actual Death Star during its K2 mission. The white dwarf planet is vaporizing a orbiting planet 570 light years away from us. This planet will be vaporized in around 1 million years, so this gives scientists 1, a way to view a death of a solar system, and 2, to see what it will be like when our sun finally kills us in 5 billion years. Yay! When a star gets old and runs out of fuel, its core either condenses into a white dwarf star or it explodes into a supernova. During that time, anything heavier than hydrogen or helium will be sucked into the middle, and planets orbiting that star will collide into each other, creating a dusty veil that surrounds the star. Also, since the dwarf star is so small, objects orbiting it, called transits, will block out the light coming from the star. But the great thing about this Death Star is that planet or transit orbiting it has a dusty tail that follows it, so it helps to make it more noticeable. Hopefully by the time the Earth gets swallowed up by the giant supernova that is the sun, we as a human race have all moved over to Earth too, and the only thing that's still here is a restaurant. Okay, we learned so much today. New tortoise species, pig-nosed turtles, TNR is good for multitasking, and there's a Death Star. The Death Star is real, so, I mean, that's cool. Who said that science was boring? No one. Someone. Who cares? Everything that I talked about will be in the bottom box. Or you can go onto my website at yosciencesawesome.com and find links there. So you can tweet me at YoScienceIs on Twitter, because that's where I am, that's where I hang out, that's where all the cool kids are, I guess, I think, I don't know. Please have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Bye!